grab bar, mga ganyan. Okay, meron tayong exemption guys ha. May exemptions tayo. Hindi porket may handrail na yan, yung bahay ninyo, mag-uniform loading na kayo. Wag naman. Okay, wag naman. Okay, so the exemption is yung occupancy ninyo is 1 and 2 family dwellings lang, especially pag bungalow. Okay? Kung bungalow naman yan, wag na kayong mag-live load kasi makakamahal lang kayo. Okay. Another thing is factory, industrial, and storage occupancies in areas that are not accessible to the public and that serve as an occupant load not greater than 50. Have you ever been to SNR? Sino na nakapunta ng SNR? Landers. Oh, okay. Wala pa nakapunta ng SNR, guys. Who knows what SNR is? It's like a shopping or like maybe grocery center, somewhat like that. Pero yung mga binibenta nila is kind of foreign, kumbaga imported goods, mga ganyan. So doon makakabili ka ng Twinkies, makakabili ka ng mga yung much cheaper version ng Nutella, mga ganyan. Kasi sa mga malls, actually, sobrang mahal ng Nutella. Pero yung doon, sobrang lalaki ng mga Nutella nila, mga ganun, isang galbanan, guys. Yung ginagamit talaga, parang wholesale siya na center. Pero membership shopping siya. You just have to pay like 750 ata per year, annually. Pero you can enjoy na yung effortless na shopping and gano'n. So, nagkakaroon, nag-consider, nag-endorse. Ayun. So, sa SNR kasi guys, when you go there, it's like a massive storage of imported goods. So, sobrang laki niya and then para siyang, tawag doon, warehouse, wherein pagpasok mo sa loob, magandang warehouse actually. Kasi pwede mo lang, nag-wholesale nga sila at saka mura lang yung mga benta doon. Unlike doon sa bilihan sa labas. Okay. Ngayon, pagpasok nyo doon, it's gigantic. Pero walang masyadong handrails, mga ganyan. Kasi it serves as a storage and a shopping center. Okay. And then yung number of people there, since it's membership shopping, very minimal lang. So, pag meron kayong ganong type ng occupancy, industrial or factory, you don't need to put live load, okay, uniform live load there. Okay, you just stick to what the design standards are in the building code, pero not in the ASCA, kasi you don't really need that anymore. Okay? You don't really need the live loads there. Mas tipid kayo pag hindi na kayo live loading pa. Okay? Ngayon, those are the exceptions for the uniform live load. Okay, 1 and 2 family dwellings, especially if you're bungalow lang kayo and then factory industrial. Okay, so yung greater than 50 yan, that's heads. Okay, the number of people or number of occupants. Okay, inside that particular factory or industrial facility. Okay, so yun yung exception ng live loading natin. Ng uniform live loading natin for the handrails and the grab bar. Okay, this is table 4.3.1. So this is the minimum uniformly distributed live loads, LO, and minimum concentrated live loads. Okay, so these values here are actually taken using the empirical method, which is more on experiments and observation. So for office use, meron tayong minimum uniform loading na 50 pounds per square foot, or that's 2.40 kilonewton per square meter. Okay, and we also have for computer use naman, these are access floor systems. Access floor systems. We have 100 pounds per square foot, or 4.79 kilonewton per square meter. So those are your loading. Okay, your uniform live load. Okay, how about concentrated live load? Okay, if you're going to look at column number 5, ito siya here. Okay, that's your concentrated live load in kilonewton. Okay, yung mga naka-parentheses in kilonewton. Yung mga hindi naka-parentheses. Ayan. Those are the British units. Okay, those are the British units. Okay. Nasa na yun? Okay. So, meron din tayo ditong column 3 and column 4. So, syempre, meron tayong reduction. Okay, meron tayong reduction. Pwede natin i-reduce yung live load. Okay. So, dito mo malalaman sa section na to, okay, if the live load can be reduced, okay, if the minimum live load can be reduced, okay. So, in terms of office use dyan, guys, okay, according to section 4.7.2, it can be reduced, okay. We just need to follow yung section 4.7.2 later on. And then computer use naman, we have yes as well, it can be reduced, okay. Pero pag for multi-story live load reduction permitted, of course, we have to read this as well. According to the code, section 4.7.2, this can be reduced. And yung computer use naman is as well can be reduced. Okay? So, meron tayong certain conditions to follow in the reduction of the live load. Okay? Hindi pwedeng mag-reduce lang tayo na mag-reduce. Okay? How much or gaano ba kalaki yung i-reduce natin o yung tatanggalin natin, mga ganyan, guys. Okay? So those are our uniform live load minimum, okay, and yung concentrated live load natin. So mahaba-haba yung table nito, guys, kasi sobrang dami ng occupancy or types of uses. So hindi ko na nilagay lahat, okay, hindi ko na nilagay lahat dito. Pero later on, it will be part of your quiz or your sit work or your exam, okay, if you have later on naman, okay. So your first quiz will be on Thursday next week, but we will have a week 3 discussion on Wednesday, okay. Okay. So mahaba to. I-upload ko na lang yung ASCE standard, ASCE na PDF mamaya kasi nakahanap na ako. And then that will be your guide na lang, okay? That will be your guide. Okay, meron din tayo dito yung helipads natin. Meron siyang dead load, meron din siyang wala siyang live load here, guys, kasi it's already part of the dead load. Okay, so the helipads are considered as dead load. Ayan. Okay, so meron siyang dead load value. Hospitals, ayan, mga hospitals natin. Then meron din tayong libraries. Meron din tayong hotels. Marami yan. So sobrang haba ng listahan na to pero hindi ko na siya nilagay. Okay? Now, the guardrail system naman, component loads natin, balusters. What do we mean when we say balusters, guys? Anyone who knows what baluster is? Sige, tawagin natin si... Okay. Reggie Frase, dito ka ba?
Sir?
What do we mean when we say baluster?
Sir, ang alam ko po sa baluster is yung mga nasa bahay po na parang handrails din po.
Okay. Yung balusters, guys, is technically, yun kasi yung alam ni Reggie. Okay. So, thank you, Reggie. So, yung balusters, guys, alam niyo sa may handrails kasi siya. Technically, it's part of the handrail. Pero yung kanina sa may part ng, yung mga dinrawing ko na stairs, balusters are actually yung maliliit na column na supporting the handrails. Those are balusters. Okay. So yun yung baluster. It's part of the handrail system. The handrail. It's part of the handrail. Okay, the handrail or the guardrail. Okay, those are balusters. Okay. Then we have panel fillers and guardrail infill components, including all rails except the handrail and the top rail shall be designed to resist horizontally applied normal load of 0.22 kilonewton. Okay. So later on, you can ayan, advertisement tayo. Ganyan yung buhay ko dito, guys. Okay? Parang YouTube. Pag hindi ka naka-premium ng YouTube, may ads. Ayan. Ayan. Okay. Going back. Ayan. Ako na naman sila. Okay, so, okay, sorry about that. Balusters tayo, balik tayo sa balusters and yung mga support ng handrails, mga ganyan, and ng guardrails. Well, those particular components should be able to withstand concentrated live load of about 0.22 kilonewton. So this should be applied at an area on the facade of the baluster, okay, at 12 inches by 12 inches. Kasi concentrated load yun, guys. Hindi kasi pwede yung concentrated load is applied at a point lang. Wala namang dimension ang point, okay? So the narinig niyo ba yun? Yung mga nag-iiyakan na ba?
Hindi naman, sir.
Ay, hindi naman. Ayun. So, Diyos ko. Ayan talaga. Maggazi yung mga bata dito. Alam niyo, dahil sa cellphone, mga ganyan, mga bata ngayon, cellphone ng cellphone na. Ganon. Yung pamangkin ko, guys, 3 years old yun, minumura na ako nun. Very, very funny. Kaya pag may bago siyang ganun, may bago siyang alam na mura, ganun. Pag 3 years old pa lang yan, guys, ha. Including yung 1-year-old namin, nagmumura na din yun. Pag may alam silang mura, ganun. Parang, ayan, may natutunan na naman yung bata na bago. Very good talaga. Ganun na lang kami. Pero pa-joke lang naman. We do not tolerate those. Pero yun nga, sinasabi namin na ganun. Okay, may natutunan naman siya. Isa to sa mga milestones ng bata. Ganun lang. Anyway, so ayun guys. So the concentrated live load is not applied in a point kasi walang dimension yung point. So it should be applied at an area on the facade of the baluster, approximately 12 inches by 12 inches in dimension. Okay? So yung 0.22 na yan, whatever is the area of the baluster, the facade ha, kasi di ba yung baluster is nakatayo siya ng ganun. Okay? So, mag-a-apply ka ng loading doon sa face ng baluster at an area 12 inches by 12 inches. Regardless kung yung baluster mo is manipis lang siya, hindi siya aabot ng 12 inches, or yung may butas-butas yung baluster mo. Kasi normally yung baluster naman natin hindi siya solid. Okay? Hindi siya solid na buong rail is sinasakupan niya. Okay? Yung iba may offset. Okay? May butas. Ngayon, i-apply mo pa rin yung 12 or yung 0.22 kilonewton doon sa baluster na yun. Okay? Kahit na may opening pa siya. Okay? That is specified by the code. Okay? So yung reactions natin will not, due to this loading are not required to be superimposed with the loads specified in sections 4.5.1 and 4.5.1.1. Remember earlier, we have yung loading natin, uniformly distributed loading na 0.73. And then yung isa naman concentrated siya at any direction, if you could still remember. This does not, this 0.22 need not to be superimposed with those. Okay, so hindi siya applied. Okay, with those loadings na na-mention kanina. Okay, so sa grab bar system naman, okay, it should be designed to resist a single concentrated load of 250 pounds. Okay, and applied in any direction. Okay. So this is on top of the 0.73 na mga minention natin kanina, ha? Yung drawing ko kanina. This is on top of those, okay? So remember lang natin na it should have it can withstand 1.11 kilonewton concentrated live load, okay? Applied at any direction, at any point, okay? That produces the maximum load effect, okay? So we have vehicle barrier systems. Okay, pasadahan na natin yung vehicle barrier systems, guys, kasi hindi naman natin to isasama sa case study natin later on or sa design natin. We won't be using this one, the vehicle barrier, kasi if you were to design naman your structural framing, hindi na tayo maglalagay ng vehicle barrier doon. Huwag na natin pahirapan yung mga sarili natin. And besides, yung mga hindi na-mention dito na ang tawag doon, somewhat sub-provision ng 4.5.3, kukunin nyo siya sa AASHTO LRFD. Okay? So ayoko na pag-aralan ulit pa yung AASHTO LRFD Bridge Design Specifications kasi sobrang haba na naman nun. I tried to scan, guys, yung AASHTO LRFD for the vehicle barrier system. Diyos ko, okay, nagunaw yung mundo. Nung nakita ko, sabi ko, hindi namin to kayang pag-aralan. So, mag-pass na tayo sa vehicle barrier systems. Okay, wag na natin gawing complicated yung mga buhay natin because life is already complicated. Let's not make it double complicated. Okay, how about fixed ladders? Okay, fixed ladders with rungs shall be designed to assist a single concentrated load of 300 pounds. Anyway, pwede bang masakit na yung lalamunan ko? Joffrey, dito ka, Joffrey. Joffrey talaga. Nawawan man na si Joffrey. Okay. Si ganun na lang. Antolin Rhea.
Sir, nagda-drive pa ako, sir.
Nag-drive. Naku, Joffrey talaga. That's very dangerous while you're attending class online. You might as well leave na lang muna, dear. Para ganon. Ayun. You might as well leave na muna the class, okay, until you arrive safely. Baka mamaya kasalanan ko pa pa yung nangyari sa'yo. Okay, going back na lang. Si ganun na lang. Antolin Rayan, dito ka ba? Wala. Sige. Dina?
Sir.
Ayun. Dear, pakibasa naman tong fixed ladders. Masakit na yung lalamunan ko. Yeah, go na, dear.
Fixed ladders with rungs shall be designed to resist a single concentrated load of 300 pounds or 1.33 kilonewton applied at any point to produce the maximum load effect on the element being considered. The number and position of additional concentrated live load units shall be a minimum of 1 unit of 300 pounds for every 10 feet of ladder height. Where rails of fixed ladders extend above a floor or platform at the top of the ladder, each side rail extension shall be designed to resist a single concentrated live load of 100 pounds, applied in any direction at any height up to the top of the side rail extension. Ship's ladders with threads instead of rungs shall be designed to resist the spare loads given in Table 4.3-1.
Okay. Thank you, ganon, Dina. Okay. So, yung mga fixed ladder natin, guys, those are actually designed to resist concentrated load of 300 pounds, okay, or 1.33 kilonewton, applied in any point, okay, to produce, again, the maximum loading. Now, if your ladder, or your fixed ladder is greater than 10 feet, okay, or ibig sabihin, greater than 10 feet siya, or maybe 10 feet, in every 10 feet kasi, there should be at least 1 unit na 300 pounds or 1.33. So if your ladder is 10 feet, there should be at least, there should be 1.33. If your ladder is somewhat 30 feet or approximately, ano ba? 30 feet. Okay. Approximately, ganon, 9 meters or 10 meters, sabihin na lang natin. The live load, the concentrated live load should be, there should be 3 1.33 kilonewton. Basta in every 10 feet, there should be 1.33 kilonewton. Okay? So, yun. What if, sir, hindi siya umabot ng 10 feet? Okay? Bakit, sir, hindi siya umabot ng 10 feet? Parang 8 feet lang siya or 5 feet lang. Parang siya. Should we still use 1.33 kilonewton? Yes. Regardless if your ladder is less than 10 feet, okay, you still need to use 1.33 kilonewton. Okay? 1.33 kilonewton. That's the standard. Okay? How about if yung rails ng fixed ladder are extended above a floor? Okay? Or platform at the top? Okay? At the top of the ladder, each side rail extension shall be designed to resist a concentrated live load of 100 pounds or 0.445 applied in any direction. Okay? So yung rail, okay, ng inyong ladder is somewhat, kasi yung ibang ladders kasi guys, diba, pag kahit nag-end yung ladder, yung rail nila is napupunta pa rin, parang nag-extend pa siya. Nag-extend pa siya dun sa kabilang side ng building. Okay? Ngayon, every extension of that particular rail, okay, dapat ang gawin ninyo, kasi hawakan pa rin naman yon kahit wala ka na sa ladder. Okay, kahit wala ka na sa ladder, hawakan mo pa rin yung rail niya para makatawid ka. Okay, so yung rail na yon should be designed to hold or withstand 0.445 kilonewton. Okay? So, yun yung tinatawag nating extension ng rail. Okay? At any direction yun, guys, ha? Kanina, 300 pounds kasi it includes the rail and the ladder itself. Pero yung rail na lang yung na-extend pataas. Okay? Na-extend pataas. Ngayon, yung rail na yun, 100 pounds na lang yung gagamitin mong tawag dito. 100 pounds na lang yung gagamitin mong concentrated live load niya. Okay? For ship's ladders naman, okay, with threads instead of rungs, shall be designed to resist the stair loads given in table 4.3-1. Okay? So 4.3-1 na yung gagamitin mo pag ship's ladders. Yung mga rungs, guys, yun yung rungs na yan, yung parang ring, di ba? May mga stairs tayo na parang pabilog yung parang protection niya na gano'n. Nakikita niyo sa mga movie, yung inaakyat nilang gano'n, tapos may pabilog dito na protection. Ganyan. So those are your rungs. Yung mga threads naman, yung gano'n lang, yung hawakan na ganito. Yung hawakan na pa ganyan. Okay. So, ano ba? Mas maganda siguro kung i-demonstrate ko na lang, guys. So, balik tayo dito. Ang hirap talaga pag online, tapos you have to illustrate, mga ganyan, na-stress ako. Nakaka-stress mag-illustrate tapos wala ka sa blackboard. Okay, I'm broadcasting my network. Okay. Okay, I don't understand what. Oh my God, I don't understand what you're saying. Okay, going back. I hope you guys can see ang tawag dito, the screen now. So I'm gonna be drawing here the section of the building. This is just a particular section of the building, ha. So this is like the building, balcony of the building, rather. So, yan siya. So, yung stairs mo, this is elevation. Okay, elevation plan. Yung stairs mo or yung inyong tawag dito, ladder, fix somewhere here, ganyan. So, somewhat ganyan siya in nature. And then, for example, nandito yung tao. Okay, siya ng ganyan. Nasa kahawak siya dito, ganyan. So, yung railings kasi niyan, guys, is somewhat nandito sa side, and then kaganyan. Oops. Ganyan, guys. This is what we call the extension of the railing, okay? So this one should be designed to actually withstand yung ating 100 pounds. Okay, 100 pounds. When ito namang part na ito, okay, that should withstand the 300 pounds. Okay, that should withstand the 300 pounds concentrated na live load. Okay, going back, threads and rungs. Okay, if you encounter ladder na ganito, guys, yung ganito na ladder. 3D tayo, 3D. Mukhang hindi siya mukhang 3D. Okay. Ayan. So, somewhat ganyan yung ladder. Yung rungs na sinasabi natin is yung ganito siya. Parang ganyan. May ganyan. Okay. Those are the rungs. Okay. Those are the rungs. Okay. Yan yung rungs na tinatawag. Pero sa mga ship, hindi kasi ganyan yung ginagamit. Okay. Yung mga sa ship naman, threads ang ginagamit. Yung mga threads naman is somewhat ganito. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Okay. So that yung tao pag aakyat siya, ayan, ganyan, tapos dito siya hawak. Ganyan. Okay. Ayan. Do you guys understand the drawing? Do you guys understand that? Okay, so this is your thread. Okay, and yung circular na ganito kanina, yun yung round. Okay, it's like ring something. Okay, so yun lang naman. Okay, so that's your thread and round. Okay, moving on, let's continue. Okay. Let me just resume presenting. I hope guys you're learning kahit paano ha. Though later on kapag nag-structural analysis kasi tayo, we don't really mano-mano nilalagay itong mga loading, mano-mano kino-compute. It's the software that computes already. Okay? It's the software that computes for the loading or this particular condition. Nagse-select na lang tayo ng anong building code yung gagamitin. Yeah, that's the good thing about technology nowadays. Okay. Oh my God. So anyway, I hope you can see the screen already. Okay. So it's 3:04. Malapit na tayo matapos, don't worry. Okay. Impact loadings. What are impact loadings, guys? Okay. Impact loadings, these are actually yung mga loads na nag-cause ng sudden vibration. Okay? So sudden vibration, when I say sudden vibration, I'm not pertaining to the live load. Okay? So the impact loadings are, kunyari, yung mga bombs, mga ganyan. Those are impact loadings. Pagputok ng gas ulit, mga ganyan. Those are actually impact loads. Okay? So, syempre, we do give allowances for the impact loadings. Okay? So the live loads are multiplied by a certain factor in order for you to get the impact loading. Okay? So ito siya. So yung ating provision, if it is a machinery, okay, may chance kasi na yung machinery, di ba guys, if bubuhatin natin siya, i-move natin, baka malaglag, ganyan. So that will actually cause impact loading. Ngayon yung machinery natin, pwede tayong multiply ng 20%, okay, 20%, okay, rather mag-add ng 20% on top of the original weight, okay, that is to account for the impact loading. And then yung machinery natin, reciprocating machinery natin or power-driven units, pwede natin gumamit ng kumbaga ifa-factored natin siya, kumbaga factoring yung ginagawa natin, multiply tayo ng 1.5, okay, for to give allowance or to give ample consideration to the impact loadings. Just in case yung mga malaglag, mga ganyan, or mga pumutok, of course, we have to take note of those. Ngayon, lahat ng percentage na to can be modified, especially when it is specified by the manufacturer. So yung mga pamphlet na yan, it is actually it is needed. Yung mga nakukuha yung info material about that machine, mga ganyan, we need those to take into account kung ano ba yung impact loading na gagamitin natin. Okay? So, pwede tayong gumamit tayo ng 80%, increase natin siya ng 80%, or like 40%, mga ganyan. Depende kung ano yung specifications ng machine. Okay, so elements supporting naman hoist or facade access and building maintenance equipment. Okay, lahat ng structural elements of the building maintenance equipment shall be designed for a live load 2.5 times. Okay, so i-amplify natin yung 2.5 times na rated load ng hoist, okay, or the stall load of the hoist, whichever is larger. Now, fall arrest and lifeline anchorages, okay, you know, fall arrest and lifeline anchorages, these are actually safety materials, okay, or safety and tawag dito, safety features, especially in construction. Alam nyo guys, yung pinagtatalian nila ng mga safety line nila kapag sasabit sila, mga ganon. Pag sasabit sila dun guys, di ba syempre meron silang protective equipment, tapos dun sa anchor, tatali nila doon yung kanilang chain, tapos magkakabit sila ng bintana sa third floor, mga ganon. So parang sabit-sabit sila. Ngayon, itong fall arrest na to and lifeline anchorages, those are those safety facilities. Ngayon, itong fall arrest and lifeline anchorage should be designed, guys, for a live load approximately 13.8 kilonewton for each of the attached lifeline. Ngayon, it is the duty of the safety engineer to check kung ilang lifeline yung nakakabit dun sa anchor na yun. Kasi baka malay mo, that anchor is actually specified lang to accommodate 3 lifelines, okay? pwede lang magkabit ng tatlong lifeline doon and then sasabit yung tatlong tao. Ngayon, if nag-exceed sila ng 5, that's very dangerous. So it's the duty of the safety engineer to make sure that what the capacity of the anchorage is maintained. Okay? So wag na tayo maging pasaway. Parang ganon. Okay? So safety first. Okay? So reduction naman tayo. Meron tayong reduction. Okay? Kanina, in table 4.3-1, pwede natin i-reduce yung ating live load and concentrated load. So how do we actually reduce the concentrated live load and the uniform live load? This is how you're going to reduce. Itong formula na to, gagamitin mo to sa lahat ng live load except yung roof uniform live loads. Okay, take note. Meron tayong separate formula for the roof uniform live loads. Yung reduction ng ating uniform live loads is subject to limitations of 4.7.3 through 4.7.6. Members for which a value of KLL or 80 is 400 feet squared or 37.16 square meters or more are permitted to be designed for a reduced live load in accordance with the following formula. So first, okay, in computing for the reduced uniform live load, i-check nyo muna yung value ng KLL or 80, product ng KLL and 80. If the product of the KLL and 80 is actually equal to 400 square foot or 37.16 square meters or maybe greater than that, pwede kayong mag-reduce ng live load ninyo. Pwede nyo gamitin itong formula na to. Ngayon, itong 4.7-1 na equation, that's for the British system. Gagamitin natin SI unit is itong pangalawa. Okay, so L equals LO multiplied by 0.25 plus 4.57 L over square root of KLL multiplied by AT. Okay, so ito yung SI na formula. Ano ba itong KLL and AT na to? Okay, yung KLL mo, ito siya, live load element factor. Okay, tapos yung A at C, ATC ba yun? AC. Yung AC mo, A sub P, that's your tributary area. Yung KLL mo, pili ka dito kung interior column ba siya. Okay, if the structural element supporting the particular live load na gusto mong i-reduce is an interior column, you have to use KLL as 4. Okay? If that particular live load that you want to reduce is actually supported by exterior columns, okay, that is your KLL should be 4. Now, yung computation ng tributary area, hindi ko na siya i-discuss dito. Kasi the tributary area, what do we mean when we say tributary area, guys? Anyone who knows what the tributary area is? Perhaps I can ask someone. Si Carl na lang. Dominic. Carl Dominic, what is tributary area? Okay, mukhang wala si Carl Dominic. Okay. Sir, di po gumagana yung mic. Okay, sige. Hindi daw gumagana yung mic. O, chat mo na lang, Gafen. Okay. How about si Uy Matthew? What is tributary area? Okay, wala din. Wala din siya. Okay, si Kwan na lang. Joanna, di ba si Joanna? Joanna Marie? At siguro wala na yung mga estudyante ko. Sige. Vanessa. Wala din. Okay, mukhang. Ano to, parang kwan ba to? Anong tawag doon? Yung mine? Alam niyo yun, yung mine, yung hanapin yung gano'n, yung alam niyo yun, yung laro noon. Okay. Anyway, the tributary area, guys, is the area supported by the structural member. Okay? So whatever is that particular area that is being supported by that structural member, that is what you call the tributary area. Okay. So yung column, there's an area that is supported by the column. The beam, there's a specific area that is being supported by the beam. Okay, hindi lahat ng ceiling mo sinusuportahan ng beam. Hindi ganyan, guys. Okay? So yung mga side beam mo, malamang yung mga nandun lang sa malapit sa kanya, yun lang yung mga sinusuportahan niya, mga ganyan. So those are your tributary areas. Okay? So ito siya. Ngayon, upon computation of the reduced live load, okay, hindi agad yon yung ilalagay yung live load. Okay? Kumbaga, pagkatapos nyo nag-compute ng live load, i-check nyo muna. Okay? You have to check first. You have to check first. Now, upon computation ninyo ng L, you have to compare the value of the L with 0.50 of the LO. Okay? So, L should not be less than 0.50 for members supporting one floor. Okay? And L shall not be less than 0.40 for members supporting two or more floors naman. Okay? So, there are some columns kasi na although 3-story building siya, yung column na ito, ang sinusuportahan lang niya or hangganan lang ng column na ito is hanggang sa second floor. So, yung mga ganyan guys, mga ganun na type ng column, hindi siya full force. Okay? Hindi siya full force. So, meron din mga column na although 3-story yung building, first floor lang yung hangganan ng column na yon. So, you have to check. If your column only supports one floor, then you have to check the value of the LO or 0.50 LO, okay? And compare that with L. Ngayon, if your L is less than 0.50, ang gamitin mong LO or ang gamitin mong value ng reduced value ng inyong live load is the 0.50 LO. Okay? Same goes with this particular value, the 0.40. Okay, so that is how you're going to check the reduction factors or the reduced equation. Okay, meron din tayong heavy live loads. Okay, so yung mga heavy na yan, those are somewhat kumbaga heavy. Hindi kasi na-specify sa code guys kung ano yung mga heavy. Okay? Yung mga heavy na live loads na to. Perhaps it is vehicle, ganyan. Pero may separate provision kasi yung vehicle. So hindi na separate kung ano yung mga heavy, hindi na specify kung ano yung heavy live loads na ito. Pero in the case of heavy live loads, okay, ang nailagay lang is that yung mga live load na greater than 4.79. So, hindi na i-specify kung anong type siya ng, is it a machinery, ganyan, is it a vehicle, hindi siya na-specify. So, ang in-specify lang is yung loading. Okay? So, heavy live load daw siya kapag ang live load ay actually greater than or equal to 4.79. Okay? If your live load is 4.79 and above, you don't have to reduce it. There's no reduction that's going to happen. Retain nyo yung live load na yan. Okay? Meron din tayong exceptions. Okay? So live loads for members supporting 2 or more floors are permitted to be reduced by a maximum of 20%, but the reduced live load shall not be less than L as calculated in 4.7.2. This formula, okay? Ito yung formula na yon, okay? So you can reduce the live load for members supporting 2 or more floors by 20%. Multiply mo na lang ng 20%, but it should be in accordance with the provision of section 4.7.2. Okay? It should not be less than L using yung ating formula. Okay? Next, passenger vehicles. We will not be we will not be discussing the passenger vehicles anymore because we will not be having vehicles naman for our structural modeling. Okay? Assembly. Okay, kahit wag na yan. One-way slab and two-way slab. Okay. Have you encountered one-way slab and two-way slab? Have you encountered one-way slab or two-way slab already? Hindi niyo pa na-encounter guys ang one-way? Wala pa kayong na-encounter na, o may narinig na ba kayo? May narinig na ba kayo na one-way slab and two-way slab? Ang dami pa pala to. Okay, anyway, papasadahan lang natin yung iba. Okay. Okay, guys, yung one-way slab, ito yung mga slab na there are only two beams supporting both sides. Dalawang beam lang. Two-way slab naman siya kapag yung lahat ng sides ng slab na yun is supported by a beam. Okay? So pag one-way, two sides lang yung may support. Pag two-way, lahat ng sides ng slabs na yun is may support. Okay? May beam siya. Okay? So the tributary area 80 for one-way slab shall not exceed an area defined by the slab span. Okay? The slab span multiplied by 1.5 that slab span. So that's L multiplied by width, which is, yung width niya is 1.5 by 1.5 multiplied by the L itself, the length. Okay? So yun yung limitation on one-way slab, yung tributary area. Okay? So meron tayong reduction for roof live loads. Okay? So minimum uniformly distributed roof live load should be in accordance with table 4.3-1, okay? And can be reduced with the requirements of section 4.8.2.
Immortal stage of my life.
Uy, tigil mo maglaro.
Alam mo kung may pista ata dito kila Neil, no?
Iinuman sila dun sa kapitbahay.
Ayan. Bakit naman may pa ganun, Neil? Ito naman, may pa-unmute pa. Siguro kasama ka doon sa nagiinuman. Lasing ka na siguro.
Hindi isa. Tabi lang kasi ng bahay.
Okay. So anyway, going back. Ayan. May kwan din sila. Meron din silang sound system. Okay. So pwede tayong mag-reduce, guys, ng live load for the roof. Okay? Pero ito, if your uniform roof live load, okay, na-reduce siya ng approximately or less than 20 pounds, okay, pwede yung roof live load na yon, if you're, for example, if you're going to reduce the roof live load by 20 pounds or 0.96 kilonewton per square meter, in order for you to make easy calculation, kasi sobrang dami kasi guys, di ba? If you're going to calculate roof live load for this particular building, okay, yung roof live load na yon at that specific purlin and truss member, pwede niyo siyang copy-paste na lang sa mga susunod na member, regardless kung ano yung form nila. Okay? Regardless kung ano yung figure ng regardless kung ano yung shape ng roof ninyo. Okay? So, if the live load is just reduced to less than 20 pounds, you can copy-paste na lang, guys, yung mga yon into the alternate spans of the roofing. Okay? So, wag na kayo mag-compute pa ng mga live load ninyo. Okay? So, that's just the general provision. Ngayon, yung ordinary roofs and awnings and canopies ninyo, okay, if that is flat, okay, especially if your roof is flat, okay, pwede tayong mag-reduce, okay, ng live load, okay, using yung equation later on na mapapakita dyan. Pero if it is not specified, okay, if other specified roofing types, okay, other unspecified roofing types in here is kailangan natin mag-consult sa authority having jurisdiction, okay? So kung hindi siya ordinary flat, pitch, and curve roofing, awning and canopy, ganyan, you have to consult the authority having jurisdiction, okay? On such structures, the minimum roof live load shall be 0.15 kilonewton per m squared. Okay? This 0.58 kilonewton per m squared na yan should only this only applies to greenhouse gases or greenhouse gases ulit. Greenhouse, mga ganon. Yung mga facility na may scaffolding, okay, yung mga facility na may scaffolding, you can use 0.58 na lang. Pero yung structure ninyo na may roofing mismo at walang scaffolding, well, you have to use yung specified loading conditions sa mismong table 4.3-1. Okay? This 0.58 kilonewton per square meter only applies to greenhouses and similar structures with scaffoldings or supports. Okay? Ngayon, ito na yung magiging reduction ninyo. This is how you're going to reduce the live load for that particular roof. Okay? So yung LR natin, focus na lang tayo sa second equation because the second equation is actually the SI. Yung LR ninyo is equal to LO multiplied by R1 and R2. R1 and R2 are the reduction factors. Okay? So yung LO ninyo that is taken from the table, the LR is yung reduced. Okay? Yung reduced. Okay? So you have to check. You have to check as well. Yung LR dapat ninyo, kapag ito yung gagamitin yung formula, okay, is greater than or equal to 0.58 but less than or equal to 0.96. Now, in determining the value of your R1 and R2, we use this formula. Okay? So, check nyo lang kung yung tributary area is less than or equal to 200 feet or equal to 200 feet, greater than 200 feet but less than 600 feet, and then greater than or equal to 600 feet. Okay? So, yun yung value ng R1 ninyo. Okay? So, yung R2 naman ninyo, wala na conversion na magaganap dito, guys, ha? Ang specified kasi dito is in feet. Okay? So, you have to, rather, you have to convert your metric units, kapag metric units yung binigay sa problem, into feet. Okay? Pero pag nakuha nyo na yung value ng R, you don't need to convert it anymore. You just have to substitute it here, the second formula. Okay? So those are the conditions to be met, okay, to be met upon computing for R1 and R2. Okay? So ayun lang naman siya. Ito naman yung F natin, that's the slope. Okay? That's the slope of the roof. Okay? So check nyo lang later on kung ano yung gagamitin nyo dyan. I-check nyo muna yung tributary area if it is less than or equal to 200 feet as yung R1 ninyo is 1. Okay? For the slope naman, if it is less than or equal to 4, you use R2 as 1. Okay? So, yun lang naman guys, yung conditions ng reduction factor natin, R1 and R2. Okay? So, crane loading, huwag na tayong mag-focus sa crane loading. That's just part of the section, general section of the live load. Pero hindi naman tayo nag-crane, okay? Nag-crane sa ating design later on. Okay? Hello. So, meron din tayong wheel loads, pero hindi na natin yan i-discuss masyado. Kasi these are parts of the crane na. Okay, lateral forces, wag na din, longitudinal. Okay, wag na. Kasi sa bridge na yan, mga yan, cranes. Garage loads, okay? Kapag garage naman, okay, yung mga floor natin, especially if your garage is somewhere in the second floor or third floor, mga ganyan, somewhere above the ground, okay? So, it should be designed for the uniformly distributed live load stipulated in table 4.3-1. 4.3-1 or the following concentrated load, okay? So, pwede kayong gumamit ng table 4.3-1 or pwede ding itong case na ito. So, the first case is if yung passenger ng vehicle is actually not more than 9 passengers, you can just use a live load. Ito yung guys, if you still remember yung mechanics of materials ninyo, yung moving loads. So, dito, ito yung application nun, okay? So, if you have like a vehicle with not more than 9 passengers, maybe it's a van, mga ganyan, mga maliit na van. Pwede kayong gumamit ng 13.35 kilonewton, acting on an area 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches. Okay? And meron din tayong mechanical parking structures without slab or deck that are used for storing passenger vehicles only. Ngayon, yung live load naman ninyo is 10 kilonewton per wheel. Okay? So, ito yung mga mechanical parking structures na yan. Yun yung nakikita nyo na parang, ang tawag dito, yung nagro-rotate na gano'n. Yung papark lang yung sasakyan doon, tapos pwede ka nang umalis. Tapos, itatago niya yung sasakyan. Mga ganun. Parang ganun yun. Okay? I think you've seen that one naman na. Trucks, bus, garages. Well, we won't really be working on this one because this is under the AASHTO LRFD kasi medyo mabigat na itong mga to, guys. So, wag na tayong maglagay ng ganyan sa ating mga design later on. Okay. Next is helipad. Okay, mga helipad natin. Okay. Meron bang gusto maglagay ng helipad dito? So kahit muna natin i-discuss yung helipad. Okay, kasi wala naman atong mag-helipad sa inyo. Okay, sa inyong gano'n. Kasi this is very complicated. Okay, this is very complicated to discuss to you. Okay, and I believe I'm not the right person to discuss to you the helipad loading. Okay. Although it's just similar to the truck loads, mga ganyan. So, kahit pasadaan na lang natin yung helipad. Okay. So, meron tayong uninhabitable attics. Ano ba ito yung mga uninhabitable attics na to? Okay. So, the uninhabitable attics, ito yung mga hindi kayang pasukan ng tao. Okay. Meron tayong mga attics. So, it is uninhabitable if the height of, from the floor ceiling to the roof is 42 inches. Okay? If it is 42 inches in total height, that is an inhabitable attic. So parang for the sake of storage na lang guys yung attic na to. Okay? So hindi siya pwedeng lagyan ng bedroom mga ganyan. Okay? For storage purposes lang. Okay? So, gagamitin mo ngayon na live load is yung nanda sa 4.3-1. Okay? And it doesn't necessarily necessary that you're going to put the uniformly distributed live load, okay, concurrently with other live loads there. Okay, so that's your uninhabitable attics. Especially if you have materials being stocked in the attic, okay? Hindi kailangan na i-superimpose mo yung live load nila, okay? So, ito yung uninhabitable attics with storage, okay? So, meron tayong standard height, okay? Kung ano man yung height nila from the ceiling to the ceiling floor to the truss, okay, to the truss of the attic. Okay? So, ayan na siya. Pakibasa na lang to later on. Okay. So, ito lang naman yung mga provisions niya. Okay? So, library stock rooms naman tayo. If you have a library, yung mga stock natin, yung mga bookshelf natin, those are actually what we call the stack. Okay? So, yung ating library stack is designed, okay, or yung live load niya is provided in table 4.3-1. Okay? And meron tayong limitations of course, if double-faced yung library natin. So, the nominal book stack unit height shall not exceed 90 inches or 2,290 mm or approximately 2.29, okay? 2.29 meters. Okay, so if the height of your stock is 2.29 meters, pasok siya dito sa live load condition natin. Okay, then the nominal shelf depth shall not exceed 12 inches. Okay, so yung sinasabing depth dito is actually yung tawag dito, yung lapad niya, yung lapad. Okay, yung lapad ng stock natin. So, yung height niya is 2.29 and then yung lapad niya is 12 inches dapat. Kasi magkabila ang book yung ilalagay mo doon. Okay? And then if you have a parallel rows of double-faced book stacks, similar to our library, university library, yung space in between those stacks should be not less than 36 inches. Okay? So, yun yung sa pagitan ng dalawang stack. It's 36 inches. Okay? So, for seating assembly naman, ito guys, yung seating assembly na yan, yung tinatawag natin, yan yung mga nasa parang PICC, mga gano'n, na magkakatabi yung mga seat, okay? And naka-position by rows and columns yung seat. So, if that is the case, pwede tayong mag-apply ng 0.35 kilonewton per meter, okay? Doon sa ating row, okay? Wherein sa column naman natin, column 6 naman natin, 0.15 kilonewton per row naman siya, okay? So yun lang naman yung setting for assembly uses, okay? Sidewalks, driveways, and tards subject to trucking. So, hindi na tayo magta-truck loads, guys. So, pasadahan na lang natin to. Make sure lang na wala kayong do you know who this is? Heist Sasaki? Okay, kapapasok na lang kasi Jer. Anyway, okay, going back. The concentrated live load. Anyway, wag na kayong maglagay ng mga truck guys later on sa mga models ninyo. At simple framing plan is good enough for me. Okay, wag na tayong maglagay ng complicated na moving loads doon. Okay? So stair treads naman tayo. So the concentrated load on stair treads provided in table 4.3-1 for stair and exit ways and for stairs in 1 and 2 family dwellings shall be applied on an area of 2 inches by 2 inches, guys. So this one is concentrated live load. Okay? So apply nyo siya sa 2 inches by 2 inches na area. Okay? So that is specified in table 4.3-1. Okay. Solar panels, those are part of the roof loads. Okay. So if you have a solar panel, you can actually use a 4.3-1. But if your roof live load, okay, is not covered or need not to be applied to the area covered by solar panels. Okay. So if the clearance, okay, the clearance between the roof and the solar panel, kasi yung solar panel guys, medyo elevated siya. Okay, medyo elevated siya. If the clearance between the roof and the solar panel, so the solar panel is actually on top of the roof, okay, or nakapatong siya dun sa roof mo, okay, there's no need for you to apply the roof live load. Okay, if the case is the distance between the roof and the solar panel is 24 inches or less. Okay, so you could just use na lang the solar panel loading. Okay, stipulated in 4.8-1. So kapag ang pagitan ng solar, tandaan na, ang pagitan ng solar panel and ng roof mo is less than 24 inches, you can actually just use na the solar panel loading stipulated in 4.3-1. No need for roof loads na, just the solar panel loading, okay? Okay, load combination tayo. Of course, you already know the load combination, yung mga 1.2, 1.6. So the load combinations for the roof loading is stipulated in week 1 na discussion natin. And then open grade roof structure supporting solar panels. Well, if you're if there is so many tawag dito, solar panels on your roof, okay, so grid kasi siya. Okay, when you say grid kasi parang magkakatabi yung solar panels in concrete pattern, okay? So yung magiging roof, yung inyong uniform live load, okay, or uniform roof live load shall be permitted to be reduced to 0.57 kilonewton per square meter. Okay? So, yung concentrated load yan. And yung inyong distributed loading. Okay? So, just take note that you have to check yung distance ng solar panel from the roof always. Okay? Then this will be the last, this is the last slide. This is a consensus. This will be the references for this particular section, okay? So if you want to know more about the live loads for trucks, garages, mga ganyan, just go to this, just look for this as to LRFD bridge design, okay? And kung mga elevators and escalators naman, you just have to look for ASME A17. Okay, so that is the documents. Those are documents, reference documents for those particular sections na in-skip natin. Okay. Anyway, that ends now the presentation. Are there questions, clarifications?
None, sir.
None. Ay,